Happy holidays and welcome to another episode of Darthtuba's Star Wars Unboxing. Now you will notice that I am decked out in my holiday attire. I got my Star Wars holiday cardigan and I got my awesome Darth Vader Star Wars holiday hat. And some of you might be asking, you're already doing holiday stuff? We've barely gotten into the Thanksgiving season yet. You know what? That's true. But I gotta tell you something. First off, just a personal thing. Star Wars is a great, wonderful franchise that people like to celebrate. And Christmas and the holiday season in December is a time for celebration. So I kind of feel like when they started combining both Star Wars and Christmas, I could not contain my excitement. I mean, the amount of things that come out this time of year, it's just too numerous for, one to just spend on an episode right at the holiday season. So, like they do, I'm moving things along pretty early. But I will have you know, I love Thanksgiving. And I cannot wait for a good Thanksgiving meal. My brother's going to be cooking it. Good luck to my brother on that one. I'll be bringing the mashed potatoes. But that's Thanksgiving. I like to celebrate the holiday season for the entire time. Okay? So, please, don't hate me. Don't judge. It's okay. If you don't like that, you can hold off on these episodes until we get a little closer. The other reason I do this is because there's just so much stuff out there that's going to be coming out. So I'm going to be breaking this down in a couple of episodes. So the first couple are going to deal with Hallmark. Hallmark stores, a long time ago, well, not so long as Star Wars, but a long time ago, around the year 1991, the Hallmark company released an ornament, a single ornament. It was called the USS Enterprise Star Trek ship ornament. Now, I know this is not a Star Trek unboxing, but I do need to tell this story. The ornament was a huge hit. You plugged in one of your Christmas light sockets into it, and it lit up. And it was one of the first times it's something like this happened. It was also one of the first times that there was a franchise tie-over through the Hallmark keepsake ornaments. And that exploded into dozens of ornaments, hundreds really, over the next 25 years. And I'm not exactly, you'd think I would know this, but I'm not 100% sure when the Star Wars ornament franchises started happening as well. It's been a long time. It's been at least 10 plus years that they've been doing it. But they come up with about 5 or 6 ornaments a year. And they're just so spectacular and so well made. And I just felt like that is a great thing that we can talk about this time around for our unboxing. I will say, I want to thank and let my viewers know that as far as where these ornaments come from, they are purchased, but they are purchased from family. My family, meaning my uncle, my cousin, they actually own and operate a Hallmark store in the town that I live in. It's been part of growing up. My mom used to work there for many, many years. So it's part of our life. Hallmark has been a part of our upbringing ever since I was born, really. So we have a strong affinity toward that company and the company brand. And their Hallmark keepsake ornaments are, they fill our Christmas tree every year. Trees, I should say, because we have multiple trees that go up. And perhaps as we get closer to the holiday, I might, break from the format and show you some of that. But today I have 3. These are all of this year's 2016 ornaments. We have the Imperial Stormtrooper with magic sound, the BB-8 ornament, Christmas tree ornament, and the X-Wing T-70 newer X-Wing fighter. This is Poe Dameron's X-Wing fighter with magic and sound. So why don't we put these 2 over here for now, and we will start with this one. Now, as I said, we do have multiple Christmas trees in this household, and the reason for that is quite simple. It's because there's just too many ornaments to put on one tree. So I have created a Star Wars Christmas tree that puts all my Star Wars ornaments, all of my Star Wars lights, and other kind of paraphernalia that goes on there, and that's kind of what we do. Now, in the old days, this is the Stormtrooper helmet. Okay, so it looks pretty cool. Okay, this does have some light and sound effects to it, so I'm going to work on that right now. In the old days, you used to have your ornaments, if you wanted any lights or electronics or anything to have any effects. When I say old days, I mean around the early 90s. You used to have to plug it into the light socket. Now, the problem with plugging it into the light socket is that, that's fine if you have one ornament or if you have 2 ornaments. But what if you had 10 or 15? Well, eventually these, those light sockets that came out, they're not meant to. They are not meant to run 10 ornaments. They're only meant to maybe run lights and maybe a couple ornaments. So one would have to be very careful with how many ornaments you put on one light strand. Well, it's typically most Christmas trees, unless you have like a really huge one, most Christmas trees maybe only have 3 or 4 light strands, maybe a few more. So it's a bit of a challenge. So hopefully I put these in right. Let's see how we go. Ah, there's one set for stun. That brings me back to, remember the Imperial Troop Transporter, all those vintage guys out there? That's one of the sounds clips it did.
What's their droid? Let me see your identification.
You don't need to see my identification.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. You can go about your business.
You can go about your business.
Move along.
Go on.
Every now and then there are certain ornaments that I might say, they're great for Christmas, but I might take them out and leave them out all year round. So that is the Hallmark Stormtrooper lights and sound. Well, no lights and sound, just magic ornament, meaning it makes sound. So I'll kind of keep him. I think he can probably stay right there. A little bit more. Okay. I do keep the boxes for these. Not for any real reason. I do like the boxes the way they are stored. I generally store them in an ornament separate container just because it's a lot easier to get them out. Okay, let's look at BB-8. Now it doesn't say magic on here, so I think it might just be a standard keepsake ornament without any electronics, which is fine by me because I'll tell you right now, the problem with all these ornaments is that eventually, every year there's a few more that don't work. They stop working. The ones that plug in stop working. The ones that have batteries, the batteries stop working, and they're not like AA batteries. I have to find those batteries and order a bunch of them and try to replace them. And I don't mind doing it, but it does get to be a pain after a while. So this is a standard BB-8 ornament. I wonder if he'll stand on his own. Well, probably not, but that's okay because he has a little hanger on the top, and he'll have to be able to adorn your tree. There've been a few BB-8 ornaments that have come out, some last year, some this year, and it's pretty straight out, it's pretty standard, but the art is good, and the sculpting is great, and the detailing on it is awesome. I always worry about these little antennas. These are the kind of things that over the years, little pieces of my Star Wars ornaments have started falling off, but that's alright. It's just part of the Christmas tree, it's part of the holiday season. Although I always laugh because one of the weirdest ornaments that's ever come out, in my opinion, is the Death Star ornament. In the sense of the small Death Star ornament. Not the Death Star itself. Yes, it's a battle station and it's capable of destroying entire planets, which doesn't really foster anything about peace on Earth, but in and of itself, it looks really nice. But you hang on the thing, and then when you plug it in to one of the light sockets, you'll hear the Emperor go, "Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station," and then he blows something up. And I'm thinking, is that really the sound clip you want to have? Maybe you could have just had a siren, a little wee, something like that. Why did you have to have that one? I don't know. So it's weird. So I don't even plug it anymore. It's super. It creeps me out too much. I do hang it though because it's the partially completed Death Star. It looks really cool. So there's BB-8. Unfortunately, I don't think BB-8's going to stay up. He's going to take a little nap right there. So that's good. And then our last one is for this go around. Let me just put that right here. I try to keep things. Like I said, I keep these boxes just in case I need to. Unload a few. I do say that I do have some Star Trek ornaments too. I am a Trek fan as well. I know that's like sacrilege for some people, but there's room for both. For a while there, Star Trek was all that was out there in the late '80s, early '90s. Star Trek: Next Generation, then Deep Space Nine, Voyager. So I enjoy them. Not as much as I enjoy Star Wars, but I do enjoy them. So it was nice to have different fans of things. Although I have pretty much resulted in only collecting, for Star Trek, I only collect the ornaments that are electronic, like the ships and maybe the little diorama ones, which we'll get to that and for Star Wars in the next episode. So, great. We got batteries that have to get opened up here. So anyway, as I said, one thing that you can do, that I recommend people do, is that when you see what kind of batteries, it might be good if you really do collect a lot of these Star Trek ornaments or Star Wars ornaments or any of the keepsake ornaments. If you put a lot of them up that have electronics in them, you can actually go on Amazon or eBay and actually purchase like a 10-pack of ornaments, which I think is a very smart way to do it. I don't know how long batteries that are not put in the machines work. The funny thing is that we don't even, it's not like we're playing the ornaments constantly we're not playing their sound effects over and over and over again. We're just, we put them on, visitors come over, they might turn it on and, good. They might turn it on just to hear it and go, oh, that's so funny, and then that's it. You don't really do it again, Some of the ornaments that have come up more recently have been like room alarm kind of ornaments, which I like and I don't like. It gets annoying when you walk into the room and Yoda or Darth Vader or somebody's talking over and over again. I just get a little bit annoyed at that, because sometimes you just want to have the peace of the holiday season and you don't want to have a lot of sound. All right, but there we go now. Cool. I love it. Let's light it up like you're lighting up the Christmas tree. They're not like firing and killing people. No, they're lighting up the Christmas tree. Let's light it up. Okay, so I think there's like three things. Yeah, looks like there's 3 different sayings. It's nice. All right, so these are 3 more ornaments. Now, I will tell you the thing about ornaments. They're very delicate. These are not toys, okay? These are not things to be played with. They are meant to be hung onto either a Christmas tree, or if you're not someone who celebrates Christmas or you just don't really have a room for a tree, you can get little ornament trees or ornament things. You can even hang them off the rafters if you want, as long as you have a sturdy enough thing that you can put a hook on and hang them on. Okay, but they're very delicate. You can see the S-foils and the points that stick out of each of them, okay? They are very delicate. I have a couple of ornaments that have broken apart, okay? Because, the way I store them, and it's probably my fault because I don't always store them the best way I can. I put them kind of all in like a pile, sometimes with a separator. But sometimes it's just so many ornaments that I have to put 2 in the same separator. So depending on how you move your ornaments, they could bump in or get tension against it and break apart. So you got to be really careful. All right, especially with anything like with the X-wing that does that. And then, of course, BB-8, who won't stand up, but I'll try one more time. Oh, that worked. Okay, good. And then...
Stop that shit!
Blast? How many more things does he say?
Close the blast door!
Close the blast doors?
Open the blast door! Open the blast door!
That was the stupid stormtrooper who said close the blast doors.
There's one. Set for stun.
And then back to there's one set for stun. Okay, still brings me back to the Imperial Troop Transport. If I had a working one, I would take it out and show it to you, even though it wouldn't be an unboxing, because it's one of the coolest toys that ever came out in the vintage line. That and the Jawa Sandcrawler, which I do have that one, and I think if I get the batteries in it would work. So maybe, to mix things up a little bit, I might take out a vintage item and just kind of show you that, even though they're pretty much already unboxed. But unless somebody wants to send me a mint one, which I would be I don't think you want to do that. I wouldn't recommend that. But anyway, so there's our 3 ornaments for today. We have a few more to show you in the future. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Darthtuba, 2 words. You can subscribe to me on Twitter @Darthtuba and email me darthtuba77@gmail.com. If you have any requests for specific unboxings, I will do my best to accommodate whenever I can. Within reason. And of course, if you want me to do an unboxing of an item that I don't have and you send it to me, I would be more than happy to do that. I might even consider sending it, opening it up and then sending it back to you open if that's something you'd like to do. But I know that seems kind of weird, but somebody might be interested in that. In any case, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much, and have a good day.